Are y'all ready for my sweet intro?
Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe it's ADHD. But if you like conspiracies, you should just follow me. Who shot JFK? It's the CIA. Project Mockingbird and MK Ultra. Fake the moon landing, cause the earth is flat. Where is the Stargate? The Anunnaki left.
Anywho, so I haven't done one of these in a while. I've been focusing on other things. Updates for everybody. So the first update is I'm taking a little break from TikTok because like in the past 2 weeks, I've tried to upload like 4 or 5 videos. Not more than that. A bunch of videos I tried to upload, and immediately either they got censored, banned, or otherwise shadow banned. So I'm taking a break from them. Hopefully it resets the algorithm. And what made me mad is I spent like 3 hours on one video, and it was 5.5 minutes long, which is ridiculous. And then it processed for like 14 hours. So I tried to re-edit it. It wouldn't upload. It was processing forever. It wouldn't say that it was not working or that it was banned or deleted or anything. So I re-edited it to the point where I cut it in half, and then I reposted those, and those wouldn't process, and blah, 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 blah. And then I did a video with my final frustration of like, all right, I'm taking a break from TikTok. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, if all my stuff's going to get censored, I don't want to do it. And wouldn't you know, I got a message on another platform, which was like, go check your TikTok profile. And that video had 5,000 views. It finally processed. It had 5,000 views. And my video of me going, I don't want to do this no more, had like 7,000 views and 168 comments. So I actually have a lot of nice people following me on TikTok. So I'll have to go back to there. I actually like their editing tools and everything, so I might go back sooner. But updates. If you follow me on TikTok, you know I am building a Kozrov mirror, which is theoretical way to time travel. Basically, you get a whole bunch of aluminum sheets and make a Fibonacci spiral out of them. I don't have enough aluminum to do it the right way yet, so I want to do it the right way and see what happens. Maybe I can meditate and go into like a fourth dimension or something. I think that'd be pretty cool. So I'm doing that. Also, I spent like 4 days in a row going down every angle I could on Black Mirror Bandersnatch. If you haven't seen it, of course, probably everybody knows what Black Mirror is on Netflix, but Bandersnatch is like a choose your own adventure book, basically, and you choose which way the story goes. And wouldn't you know it, the first way it went was this giant conspiracy rabbit hole, and where everybody was out to get the main character. I don't know what that says about me, that my decision sent him down a crazy rabbit hole, but it did. And then what else? Oh, what I want to do this episode is go down the Illuminati Card Game rabbit hole. So if you follow me on TikTok, I made that Illuminati video or Illuminati Card Game video, and I found 30 cards that have a correlation. Not just a correlation, but like a strong correlation. There are a lot that, of course, don't or I can't find a correlation, but most of them I can. In fact, I don't know how I'm going to do this on a podcast because you're not going to be able to see them, but we'll try it. The first ones that everybody knows about are the Twin Towers. Like, it predicted the Twin Towers, but it's actually called the Terrorist Nuke card. But it shows if you're this isn't gonna work. I don't know how to make stuff come up on screen. Oh well. Kind of looks like it looks like the Twin Towers getting hit by something. It does not look like a nuclear attack. I would think a nuclear attack would have like a mushroom cloud, not just a building blowing up. But that's the one everybody knows about. The other one that everybody knows about is the second one for the 9/11 attacks, which is the Pentagon getting hit by something. It says each corporate group directly controlled by the Pentagon lets you draw one extra plot card each turn. Straight violent government. And it's got a picture of the Pentagon blowing up. So that also correlates to 9/11. But the one that got me almost right away when I was going through all 110 cards was the one that looks like, oh man, what is it? It's the it looks like Stonehenge. Well, it is Stonehenge, but there's like an explosion happening in between the two pillars, and it kind of reminded me of the Georgia Guidestones. And if you remember the Georgia Guidestones were blown up in 2020. Was it 2020 or 2021? Anyway, that happened. And this is I think it's just a place card. It says, if Stonehenge is your power structure, you are immune to all attacks from magic groups, plots, or resources. I don't know what that means. But all of these cards, the other one that was weird is there's like a Midas mill. And I'm sorry if you can hear my dog walking in the background, clippity cloppity. But the Midas mill is supposedly like a underwater gold mining thing, but it kind of looks like a submersible. And the submersible that recently blew up, like that might have had a correlation. That's a loose correlation, though. I don't know how much I like this, but this card game was made in 1994, and I actually don't know who made it. But there's another one. There's a bunch of them that deal with 2020, like the epidemic card. This is bad. You can't see it. And the earthquake card, and there's also one called the Frog God. And if you remember one of my earliest TikToks or videos, whatever, and there used to be that meme of Trump as a frog with blonde hair, and that's a reference to like an Egyptian god or a Sumerian god, Tech, I think. I don't know. I should have researched this better. The one that scares me is the charismatic leader card. This card may be played at any time, and it counts as the action for one group, and it affects an increase of power takes effect immediately. The power for one fanatic group is increased by 6. So it kind of looks like Trump from behind. It doesn't say where the Midas Mill is located, but it's under the water. Kind of looks like a submersible. And then the one that that kind of got me talking about this was the Hawaii card, which it says the traditional vacation spot for the world's middle class. Hawaii gives one extra action token to the group that controls it, if that group is corporate. So what do we know about the Maui fires? The only things we know point to conspiracy. We know weird stuff. I don't know if I'm ready to say that it was a DEW, but everything points to a DEW, direct energy weapon. The fact that the sheriff, and now I can't remember his name, but the sheriff of Lahaina, whatever that town city is called, was the sheriff of Las Vegas during the Las Vegas shooting. Now, in one of my other podcasts, I had already talked about the Las Vegas shooting. The police response was questionable at best, but in the Maui fires, there are reports that the police shut down that main road, which was, I think it was like Front Street or something. Um, there was a sheriff posted on either end, not letting people come out of that area, and that is the exact area that the fire was heading to. Why would they not let people out of that area? Yeah, don't let people in or escort people in. But all of those people were caught in the fire. They had to jump into the ocean, which I don't know how a fire burns like that. If you've seen the video of that road that looks like Terminator, of all of those cars burned up in one spot, that is filled with questions. One, there's only fire on one side of the road. How could it burn hot enough with the brush and the palm trees and everything that burned to burn the cars, the people in the cars? I don't know. But I'm not a fireman. I'm not claiming to know anything, but that seems fishy. And the fact that it all came down in one direction, missing all of, well, I don't know if it missed all of them, but it missed a great number of the $1,000,000 homes or multi-million-dollar homes. That seems fishy. And the fact that they had a conference in January to turn Maui into a 15-minute city or AI city, AI controlled city, and then the only thing standing in the way was the locals and the natives. And then all of a sudden they get burned out, and wouldn't you know it, there is another conference planned for September this month for the same thing, and now they don't have that opposition. And right after the fires, there were reports from the people that lived there that didn't have their houses destroyed, that they had to get out. Like I guess their rent wasn't, like, they revoked their leases in their apartments and they had to like just get out. So that points to a conspiracy. Plus, the water was shut off. There was no water in the hydrants, so no water in the hoses, so they couldn't put out the fire even if they wanted to. But yeah, everything about the Maui fires is fishy at best. And another thing, like, everybody's pointing to Oprah and Dwayne Johnson starting a GoFundMe or a fundraiser, which also is a card in the Illuminati card game, and not giving any of their own money. Like, they raised only like $3,000 to $5,000, and she's a multi-billionaire and he's a multi-millionaire. You would think that they would be like, "Hey, let's start this off. I'll give you $10,000." It's like most people giving $100, but not them. Nope. And oh yeah, Oprah, the week before the fires, hired her own private firefighting team, and then after the fires, since she cares so much about these people, she hired her own private security force to keep them off the property. And then, whatever group for relief shows up, I don't remember if it was FEMA or somebody else, shows up, and everything that people had donated, goods and food and clothes and whatever, they weren't distributing, they were just warehousing, which is another card in the Illuminati card game. It's interesting how that happens, right? And what was the other thing that I was just about to say? Oh, man. Now I'm drawing a blank. I don't know how any of this would play into time travel. I just think it's fishy or interesting. I want to know what the next card they're going to play is. Somebody was giving me dates on when the next card they're going to play is, but I don't know how he would know that or have that information. I'm just speculating, and I'm sure that person's just speculating too. We're all just crazy people, just squirrels trying to get a nut. But Let me go through the cards real quick. I know there's one that I wanted to talk about. Oh, the one that is weird is the Flat Earth card. It says people laugh, but the Earthers know something. I want to know what that something is, and they get an extra dice roll for playing that card. I want to actually play this game. You can get it on eBay for like $40. I just didn't want to buy it. Oh, I really hope the cyborg soldiers aren't next because I don't like Terminator. I also uh don't want the demon army would be pretty cool. I'd fight some demon. I'd be like Constantine. Constantine was pretty cool. Um, I should really start writing stuff down. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about is the flavors of Mountain Dew. There's a new flavor of Mountain Dew called Pitch Black, and on the bottle for it, the emblem for it, or whatever you want to call it, it has a picture of Saturn with a comet going by it. Now, if you follow me or if you know of anything about Saturn and the black cube, that does have to do with time travel, but it has more to do with the simulation. They say Saturn controls the simulation, which who knows? I don't know enough about it. All I saw was some crazy Reddit threads about Saturn, but it's really crazy. It's disconcerting, and also there's like Maui Inferno or something like that in the new flavors. I don't know. People say that has something to do with it too. Oh, there's also a most secret Plan B card, which says most secret or top secret file. Have we heard anything about a top secret file recently? Yeah. There's also the flying saucer card. There's also the Prince Charles card. Was Prince Charles even important in 1994? Like, I feel like Princess Diana would be more important than Prince Charles. Now he's king, and he's holding the king's crown. That's interesting, but I guess that's predictable. I guess that might be predictable. Second guessing myself. Oh, the one I wanted to warn everybody about was the Oregon card. The Oregon Crude is the crud. Oh wow, no, the Oregon Crud is the name of the card, and it's a disaster card. And it says this is an instant attack to destroy any place except a huge one. It does not require an action. The action succeeds. The target is devastated if the die roll succeeds. Blah 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 blah. But it's got a picture of a guy outside of a cabin, and they've got this flesh-eating bacteria, and it's creeping all over the mountains in his cabin, and what appears to be a moose in the background. But yeah, that one is kind of scary. The other one that scares me is the Fiendish Floridians. It's an attempt to destroy a straight or conservative group. When you destroy one, draw a plot card, blah, blah, blah. But it's secret science communist card. And it kind of looks like somebody pouring out a jug of something. I don't know if I like that. The other one that scares me is the Rogue Boomer. That's a submarine that sets off a nuclear missile. And what do we know about nuclear missiles and submarines? Is Russia has a really scary one. The rewriting history card, that happened, obviously. The emergency powers card, that has a pretty good chance of happening, or if it already didn't happen. And they mentioned time travel in it too. It's weird. So right now, I'm gonna Google it real quick. The Illuminati card game, just to find out. Oh, the other thing about the Illuminati, when the Illuminati card game was made in 1994, is that's the same year that they made the movie Stargate. I don't know if that has a correlation with anything. Okay, so it says the Illuminati card game made by Steve Jackson Games. I don't know Steve Jackson games, but it was inspired by the 1975 book, The Illuminatus, a trilogy by Robert Anton Wilson and Robert Shea. Speaking of books, I just remembered what I was going to talk about. There were, I think, 3 books that were written about the Maui fires. First one that I'll talk about was Fire and Fury. Hold on, Amazon's bringing it up right now, unless it doesn't want to. Oh, hold on. Another book was just released. Holy moly. DEW, are you the target? Or you are the target? When was this written? August 2023. Direct energy weapon. The Great Reset is on fire. What? Your life is at risk. New book, August 2023. All right, let's deep dive this real quick because I didn't know that was a thing. I wanted to talk about Fire and Fury. DEW book. Hold on, give me a second. I'm deep diving as we speak. Okay, it's called Direct Energy Weapon. The Great Reset is on fire. Oh, it only takes me to Amazon. I want to read about the book. It only takes me to Amazon. Why would Bezos be promoting this book? Okay, let's see what Goodreads has to say about this. So direct energy ads. All right. It was published August 26th of 2023. Oh, it's only 79 pages. So that's not a long read. Excuse me. All right, but who wrote it? Blue is everything. Be safe. What? It's by Christopher Parson. Well, that's weird. I guess I could write a 79-page book in a couple days. What? Well, anyway, Fire and Fury was published on August 11th. The fires were literally still burning. And it was written by Dr. Miles Stone, which milestone, like it's a milestone in the Great Reset. But he also wrote a bunch of books about, he wrote a book about Hunter Biden. Just interesting fact. He wrote about a bunch of autobiographies, which is odd. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I don't think he's a real person. I think AI wrote that book. But anyway, where am I with anything? I don't even know what I'm doing. So what I think is that the Illuminati Card Game is a game being played by the Illuminati. I think this card game is an actual thing that they're following, and the different groups are playing against each other because there's royals, there's corporate, and there's government Illuminati. I don't know, but there's definitely different cards that they have played and are playing. So I don't know if that's a real thing or not. We'll see. I guess we'll all see, right? The next card to be played that would make sense would probably be, well, actually, since we're going into 2024, which is an election year, and since they have to distract from Trump, and I'm tired of explaining this to people, the only thing that Trump has been asking for or pleading for the past 3 years is to argue his case about the 2020 election in court, in open court. And they're giving that to him. Literally, it's a racketeering case on the election in 2020 in Georgia. And they gave that to him. That's the only thing he's been asking for. So now he actually can present his own evidence, and he has a right to present his own evidence. And it actually has to do with the case. So there's no way they can object to him presenting evidence. So that's crazy that they actually keep coming after him, because that's the only thing that he's been asking for the past 3 years. And there's no way that there was zero election interference. Like, there is no way there was zero fraud. So there's no way the prosecutor can win that case. It's an unprosecutable case. So I don't understand why they did that or what's going on, but you know what? We'll see. And they also made was it the first hearing or the preliminary hearing, the day of the primary elections, I think. I don't know. I could be getting that wrong. They might have changed it by now. I haven't paid attention in a couple days. But they have to distract from that. And what we know about 2020 or from 2020 is they'll go all out to distract from that, the election. And it's an election year. So I think stuff's going to get pretty crazy. I think we're going to see the vid round 2. It'll be interesting. They're already asking people to mask up. They're already putting ads on my TikTok For You page to mask up. It's interesting. I don't know how far that's going to go. I don't know if it's going to be a thing, but I think that is the next card they're going to play because it worked well the last time. Fear has a way of motivating people, and they know how to use it. I don't know why people believe it. I don't know why everybody's so scared, but they do it, and it works. But I think they've effectively made it impossible for people to travel. I think they've made it impossible for people to live, quite honestly. And that combined with a pandemic, like if people are already hurting, it's interesting, especially if they start offering a universal monthly wage. Don't you think that would be interesting? I don't know. I just stuff I'm throwing out there. They could be stepping on their own feet, basically, with if they try the pandemic again, because I think there would be a lot more pushback this time. Maybe, I don't know. What else did I want to talk about? I don't even know. But Fire and Fury really is weird to me. Fire and Fury, the story of whatever. Because it came out while the fires were still burning. How's that even possible? By Dr. Miles Stone. I think there's something there. I kind of want to read this whole book. But then again, I don't think it has much depth. And Dr. Miles Stone really hasn't written a whole bunch of anything. I don't know. We'll see. I just think it's interesting. It says AI written book. What are they? Is it really an AI written book? A book that purports to recount the history of this month's deadly Maui wildfire has become bestseller on Amazon, despite reviewers planning the work because its prose is on par with that of AI. The 44-page tome Snappily titled Fire and Fury, the story of the 2023 Maui Fire and its implications for climate change, is a self-published work attributed to a Dr. Miles Stone, whose author biography states, "I'd rather not say." At the time of writing, Amazon US rated it the #1 bestseller in its environmental science category. It currently has 21 reviews on Amazon, all 1 star. Signs that the book was perhaps not crafted by a human include its rather repetitive writing and a dull style. 5 of the 7 sentences in the paragraph describe its content open with the same words, "the book," in quotes, while the other 2 start with the book's title, "not exactly an imaginative start." Another oddity is that Amazon lists Fire and Fury as having been published on August 10th, yet the description of the work states that it chronicles the events of August 8th through 11th, when a massive fire swept. So it was going while it was still burning. The Good Doctor's author page lists other books he's penned, one of which was published on August 11th and another on August 14th. This is AI. This is AI wrote this book. I don't care what anybody says. We're being taken over by Skynet. AI is Skynet. It's pointing us all in the wrong direction. We're all going to die. There. That's it. Yay. All the scientists are always concerned with could we, not should we. And they did it, and they did it bad. It's not good. But anyway, the timing discrepancy is sadly no laughing matter, as it is fueling bonkers conspiracy theories. Shut up, the Register. About who or what started the blaze, with some claiming the tome is evident. Why don't they just say book? Is evidence the disaster was planned or foreseen? Ooh, they're saying foreseen. For those who missed the news, at least 110 people were killed. It's way more than that. They can't find a lot of the children that were killed in Lahaina. Destroyed after fires tore through the Hawaiian islands of Maui, started August 8th. Fact-checking websites Snopes has debunked the idea that the book was published as some kind of eerie... What? I can't read. Harbinger. Before the flames could engulf homes and businesses. The rumor about the book supposedly predicting the disaster was possibly prompted by the fact that its description on Amazon said the text covered the events of August 8th through 11th of 2023, while the publication date was August 10th. It was unknown why the description included time after the book's publication date. I don't care about what Snopes said. Pretty much what I do is I go to Snopes and I read their fact checks, and usually they don't dispute the topic. They dispute the picture. Like the first thing Snopes said about the Maui fires was that the picture of the DEW hitting Maui was fake, not that they didn't use a DEW, a direct energy weapon. The picture actually comes from some launch in Florida, probably, where they launched something into space, and it looks like something's coming down, but it's actually going up. So that's from 2017 or 2018. So that picture was fake, but the sentiment might be true. They what's another good example of a fact check that I read where they... But anyway, just read any fact check, and they don't dispute the argument. They dispute the picture, or they dispute the saying. Snopes is the #1 fact checker. Jackson, you gotta sit down. The clickety-clackety is really driving me nuts. I don't know. What's Jackson got to say about it? Probably nothing. But anyway, that's what I say about that. Maybe I should do the rest podcast like Forrest Gump. I did a I don't know how many views it's gotten, but my Forrest Gump video. Excuse me. What's your favorite conspiracy? Sorry. I really need to do so. I need to like carpet this room so he doesn't clickety clack everywhere. Maybe I won't get so much echo. But anyway, I like I like doing my Forrest Gump voice, and I made a video on TikTok about conspiracies because Forrest Gump in itself is a conspiracy. Um, Forrest Gump, literally, in my opinion, grew up in a bordello. His mom was a madam of a bordello, and he fits the profile of somebody that they would have used as a CIA operative. I don't know, just theory, but I don't know. Seems like a fun way. Like when I watch movies, I watch it different than everybody else. Like I make it, I get bored, especially in a slow moving like Forrest Gump. I just make it into a different movie. It's a movie about a spy that has a checkered past. I think it's fun, but excuse me, what's your favorite conspiracy? My favorite conspiracy is how they put fluoride in the water, make everybody stupid like me. It's not so bad being stupid like me. You get free ice cream everywhere you go. So when I when I go and I steal the secrets, they see me in the hallway and they say, "Excuse me, what you doing here?" I'll be like, "Where's the ice cream?" And they'd be like, "Here's the ice cream. It's down that hallway." Anyway, I gotta stop doing that. I've been doing that at work. So I haven't been adding much to the wall because there's not like a lot. Like I already had all the conspiracies on the wall. The one thing I should add is the Illuminati card game. Put that near 1994 because 1994 is the same year that the World Trade Center was bombed for the first time. It's also the year that Stargate came out. It all that nonsense. We'll see. It's fun, but there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know. Should have planned this one out better. But I'm still trying to figure out how many sheets of aluminum I will need to make this Kozrov mirror. I know it's more than 4 because I have 4, and I'm going to need a lot more than that. I think I'll probably need at least a dozen. Yeah, the strings, everything seems to come back to a no matter which way I do it, whether I do a timeline with stuff above the timeline, whatever, it always comes out to what looks like a pentagram. So I don't know what that means. Probably not good. I guess I'll find out, right? The reason why I've slowed down, I guess, on making that Kozrov mirror is because everything that I read about it or hear about it or watch a video on it, it's that there is they feel a feeling of fear around it. I don't know what causes it. Maybe it's the after effect from whatever dimension. But I don't know if I want that in my house. Seems like a bad idea, right? Anywho, I'm running out of topics quick. Somebody give me something. Let's do a Q&A section. I know there's not many people in here, but somebody throw something at me other than I sound like Lindsey Graham. Oh, never mind. I got one. There was a movie I watched recently, and yes, I watch a lot of movies. I get it, but I don't actually watch them. I just have them playing most of the time. But this one I actually went back and watched. It's called The Discovery. The Discovery is with Robert Redford, Jason Segel, and a bunch of other people. But Robert Redford plays a scientist that makes a discovery, and he discovers energy leaving the body at the time of death, which he says is the soul leaving the body and going somewhere. They didn't know where. So that was all that it was, is the existence of a possible afterlife, energy leaving the body, which was very interesting. And a lot of people read into it way too far in the movie and started to off themselves just to get there, which would be the afterlife. They don't know if it's a good place, a bad place, or just somewhere different. But they knew that the energy was going somewhere. And then throughout the movie, he discovers a way to track this energy. And he does it by putting all these electrodes on somebody's head as they're like after they die, whatever. And they start like, gassing themselves in order to die for a little bit, and then they bring them back and they're like, what happened? Which, I mean, that's probably a thing. People have probably done that. Yeah, is their probably their consciousness specifically. But they figured out, and the movie is crazy, that you're going into, like, it basically is a simulation and the Mandela effect, because you get sent back to the portion of your life that could have changed your life in order to fix whatever, and then you live your life until you die, and then you go back to that point again. It's like a time loop. But if they let that information out, what they had found, like, who wouldn't just jump off a building and be like, I'm gonna go back to wherever I went wrong with my life? And probably a bad idea. Like, nobody'd be left. There'd be bodies everywhere, right? Which is kind of something that my dad said about heaven. They don't write a lot about heaven in the Bible, or there's not a whole lot of information on the afterlife or in heaven in the Bible, because it's so good that people would kill themselves just to get there, which is it's just weird that I remember him saying that. I think I might be able to find a sermon tape where he did say that, but he definitely said that, and now it's in a movie, and I feel like I'm in a time loop or some sort of simulation, and the same themes are running over and over, and we'll find out what happens. I don't know. That's a lot, right? Cool. It's a never-ending story where the future is unwritten, and it is easy, or it is changeable. It is fluid. It's interesting. Could do with that. Yeah, this is going down a lot of separate rabbit holes I wasn't planning on, but here we go. No, nowhere in the Bible does it say that suicide is a sin unto death. The only sin unto death is denying the Holy Spirit in Christianity. That is the only sin unto death, where you cannot be redeemed. Interesting, right? The only thing you can't do is be like, this doesn't exist. I feel like that's man-made. Maybe not. Maybe it is. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not a theologian. The Catholics believe that it would be a sin unto death, but the Catholics believe a lot of things that aren't necessarily in the Bible. But I'm not gonna go here nor there. Everybody has their own believies. I don't believe anything. I have a lot of opinions on stuff because it's easier to change an opinion than a belief structure. All right. Where should I go next? What rabbit hole should I go down next? Maybe maybe I shouldn't have like an outline for the podcast. Maybe I should just go down random rabbit holes from the comments section of the podcast. I didn't call you out, Nate. You're a dick. I didn't even say who made the comment. Nate said it was a sin unto death, by the way. Everybody. Is it breaking up? Can you hear me? 370. Oh, that's a cool correlation. Flight 370 and the show Lost. There was something to Flight 370. It had to do with aliens, and now I can't remember the whole conspiracy theory. But there's also a jump-off island near that area that the CIA uses. But it's definitely a conspiracy. But I don't know. I've seen everything on it, but none of it makes sense. Just the fact that they're like we don't know where the Ep.5 went. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. That's just what I hear in my head. The airplane, it's not in the air no more. It's in the ocean. But they couldn't find anything. That doesn't make any sense. I think it either was some sort of alien project, maybe, or there's something to do with the CIA. Also, right after that, I believe Russia shot down a plane for whatever reason. But I think they made this grand conspiracy in order to avoid an international incident, possibly. Maybe not. I don't know enough about it, man. Like, I can't keep everything in my head. Keep a lot of stuff in there, mostly gibberish. Oh, and I've been working on a song. I don't think I'll get away with it on here, but what's that song? Un momento, por favor. We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel. Like, I want to change the lyrics to we didn't start the fire. It was always bided in the New World Order. But that's all I hear when I sing it now. Because that song, it only deals with conspiracies. Like, everything they mention is a conspiracy. I want to update it to new conspiracies. I don't know. Dude, I'm sorry. I don't know enough about the Malaysia Flight 370. I just don't know enough about it. Like, none of it makes sense to me. I don't see where anything would benefit anybody. I think it possibly would be what I said. Either something to do with aliens, something to do with the CIA, or something to do with probably Russia shooting it down and to avoid an international incident. It makes no sense that they would have lost the entire plane and the people that were on it. That just is redonkulous. How's that song go? Will I get banned? Like, will I get censored if I play this? Let's see. Bluetooth connected. It's probably going to go way too fast, right? Oh. Did it connect? No, it didn't. This podcast was a waste of time, and it's a dumpster fire, just like my life. Matty's life's a dumpster fire. It can't connect. Oh, probably should turn the Bluetooth receiver up. Yeah, smarty pants. Super
Bluetooth connected.
material. All right, I'm gonna. Whoa, that's not it. See, it'll fit perfect. Oh, well, I gotta think of words for all of this. We didn't start the fire. It was always divided in the New World Order. They used the DW. I don't know. I'm still thinking of the lyrics for it, but I think it'll be funny. My life is a dumpster fire. I can't help it. Okay. But yeah, there's a bunch of... The other song I wanted to make lyrics to, this has gone completely off the rails, but it's kind of fun. I'm just doing a live stream now. Still Waiting by Sum 41. Am I still waiting for timelines to stop changing? Can't find a good reason. Don't know what to believe in. Right? Anybody? It's called I Ran Out of Ideas about an hour and a half ago. So yeah. Dumpster fire, Maui Fire. I'm on fire. So yeah, I don't know. What else do I want to talk about? I don't want to talk about Maui anymore. I don't want to talk about Flight 370 no more. No more. This usually works better if I'm drunk. I feel like this light is so flippin' bright. I can't turn it down anymore though. And if I turn it off, it gets dark. I'm bad at this. I need a producer. Well, anyway, it's been like an hour. That was an hour of stuff. Unless anybody wants any closing remarks. More drunk. I should get more drunk. That would be good. That would be a good idea. What's this button do? Nope. It does nothing. Nope. No questions. Okay. So anyway, that's what I got for you this week. Is I'm still building the Kozrov mirror. I am doing that. That is a project that will get done. I hope they make more Black Mirror episodes like Bandersnatch. I don't even know how to say that word. Because I like choose your own adventure books, and I want to see if it sends me down another rabbit hole like the conspiracy rabbit hole. My TikTok break won't be very long. I'll still make stuff because I like their editing tools. I like the platform. I just don't like their censorship. Maui Fires, we'll find out what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the election and what they're going to distract us with. It's either going to be aliens, COVID round 2, or something worse. Probably something worse. Hoping that it's not the plague of demons. Hoping that it's not an atomic Godzilla. I don't know how to fight an atomic Godzilla. I could probably fight a plague of demons. You just need like a whole bunch of holy water, right? Like holy water squirt guns. Didn't they have those in Constantine? I feel like they did. There was a movie. Oh no, I'm thinking of Bordello of Blood. Anybody see that movie? Bordello of Blood, where they go into the bordello with the vampires and they squirt them with squirt guns, super soakers filled with holy water. Anybody? Do I just watch way too much TV? Cool. Anyway, it's been real and it's been fun. And it's been real fun. See y'all later.